Are you ready to roll up your sleeves? Let's make some sourdough crackers and a cereal snack. Please watch until the end as I will share a bonus recipe. And I'll be showing off some of the beautiful wild yeast bread that some of you have baked. For now, let's begin with the sourdough crackers. For this recipe, the ingredients are pretty simple. You only need a few. And feel free to play around with the seasoning. These are great recipes to use some of your gluten-free starter. Try to use an active or fed starter. If yours has been refrigerated, that's okay. Just make sure it has a little life to it. You will need 1 cup of flour. I'll make some suggestions for you in the recipe. Alright, so let's combine the starter, some flaxseed meal, gluten-free baking powder, vegan butter or olive oil, seeds of your choice. And for the seasoning, again, you can do whatever you want, but this is what I used in this recipe. If you don't like spice, just leave out the red pepper flakes and the cayenne pepper. When you add your plant milk of choice, do it in increments because you might not need the whole amount. You basically just want to add enough plant milk so your dough comes together nicely. If you enjoy videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I had set aside some extra flour, but we won't need it today. You will need 2 sheets of unbleached parchment paper to help you roll out the dough. If you find it kind of tricky to roll out the whole amount of dough at once, consider dividing it into 2 portions. That way you will be able to get it super nice and thin. Doing so will create super crispy crackers. And you want to keep rolling until the dough is spread out evenly on the whole sheet. And if you have to fix some parts with a knife in order to fill out the areas that don't have as much dough, go ahead and do that. It's no problem. It will be just perfect. A soft spatula works well for this too. Alright, so once that is done, you want to peel off the top sheet and then add some extra seasoning if you wish, and some seeds like sesame or even poppy seeds are great. If you have fresh herbs or even dry herbs, you can add some more. You can grab the second sheet again and place it back on top to help you press down the seeds so they don't all fall off, and then peel it off again. And then this is where you want to have a little bit of fun and choose the way you want to slice or score your crackers. Simple rectangles or squares are really nice because you don't waste any dough. Bake them in a preheated oven until nice and crispy. Once cooled a little, go ahead and enjoy them right away. They are so good. To keep them fresh for a few days, store them in a sealed container. Now listen to this. Next up is the cereal snack. It's kind of like a sweet version of the crackers. The ingredients are simple and a flour combo works well. You'll need some starter, coconut sugar, coconut oil, flaxseed meal, gluten-free baking powder, cinnamon, sea salt, vanilla extract. And with the plant milk, you want to do the same as with the crackers. Start with half, mix, and then add the rest if you need it. The next step is the same as with the crackers. You want to take the dough, place it in between 2 sheets of parchment paper, and roll it out as thinly as possible. Just like so. And then once you're done, you're going to peel off the top sheet, and this is where you can add some more cinnamon. And for a sweeter snack, feel free to add some more coconut sugar or some maple sugar. You can press everything down with the second sheet if you wish. Alright, so peel off the top sheet, and then this is where you can have lots of fun. You can cut out some cookie shapes if you want, or just plain squares or rectangles. And then if you know you're making a cereal snack, well then this is where you're going to have to cut it smaller or score it smaller. And you'll notice that I'm using a pizza cutter, but you can achieve this with a large kitchen knife. And if you choose to do the whole sheet as cereal, just make sure to score them into smaller pieces. And when these are baking, please keep an eye on them. Because they include sugar, they can bake and get crispy much faster. There you have it, the perfect cereal snack to enjoy on its own with your favorite plant milk, or bake the dough into crispy cookies. Now that is my kind of snack. Bonus recipe. So for this one, I've already shared it in the Facebook group and on Instagram, and it's as simple as mixing some starter, your seasoning of choice, and a little oil and sea salt, and you want to spread it thinly on a piece of parchment paper and bake it in the oven, and then you get these wonderful, crispy, corn-free, tortilla-like chips. If you have questions for these recipes, please let me know in the comments. The last video on Fresh is Real was the beautiful wild yeast bread recipe. Keep watching to see some of the gorgeous loaves that some of you have baked. Gluten-free sourdough bread baking can feel slightly intimidating, and for that reason I am so proud of you. You've all done such a great job.